Welcome back, everyone. Meg and I are really grateful and delighted for this time with all of you. I'm Jen Baradi, a yoga and iRest mindfulness teacher. I'll begin this session with a gentle practice of chair yoga, connecting to the throat chakra, the energy center of sound and ether and vibration. And remember, if you haven't done chair yoga before, basically it's using a stable chair as a prop, mostly seated for this 8-minute practice. You can have your shoes and socks off or on, and just following the Yoga Sutras of self-knowledge, Svatiyaya, and truth, Satya, listening and honoring your body. Positions and poses can be modified. Rest is an option whenever you need it. And just following any medical advice, especially for injuries. If any discomfort arises, you just rest in your seat or stand and stretch. Okay, as you start to settle in, maybe noticing the throat area and the neck. As you breathe in the air, maybe starting to imagine that beautiful blue that's associated with the throat chakra. Turquoise, maybe emanating from the throat area out into the sky, the air all around us. And then also the scent, lavender, floral, sweet, fields of lavender. Just imagining all that as you breathe in and out, just emanating out from your throat into the world and the sky. And then maybe starting to build an intention around truth, communication, self-expression of feelings, as I offer one for all of us. You can bring your hands to the heart if that's helpful for you. And just noticing whatever surfaces during this time together and beyond. I communicate clearly and truthfully with grace and ease. I communicate clearly and truthfully with grace and ease. I communicate clearly and truthfully with grace and ease, and just honoring your body like we talked about, that Svatiyaya, self-knowledge, and Satya, truth. Okay, we're going to start with a breath called the lion's breath. And basically it's you're moving your hands up as you inhale. Your eyes will be closed and you inhale and the belly fills. And then as you exhale, your eyes open and you breathe out through your mouth loudly with a ha sound, very forcefully. And your hands move back down. So I'll do that together. It's meant to be a very playful and sort of fun breath that, you know, if you need a boost during your day, or, you know, just need to find some energy, or just need to let off some steam. Okay, so if you want to try it together, or just watch, or just imagine it, even visualization has a lot of power. Okay, so inhaling and then exhaling. Fun, right? Okay, try it again. One more time. Okay, just maybe noticing if anything is different in the body now, temperature, vibration. Maybe your mood is lifted a little bit, feeling a little silly. Maybe that'll help you to be more aware of whatever's coming in your body, starting to open up, maybe help you communicate more easily now that you feel relaxed. We're going to tap into inner resource, which is another tool. It's finding that safe refuge and haven, either real or imagined, place in nature, memory, activity, or person that you can come to at a moment's notice during our practice or beyond. Or words like serenity, tranquility, and a felt sense, relaxation of the jaw, energy flowing through the body. Just anytime you might feel some challenge, or when you become aware of emotion coming up. Okay, so let's start to awaken the body. We're just going to start with one hand first, just opening and closing that fist. And seeing if you notice anything. Is there places of tension or relaxation that you need to work more into? Just being very curious and aware. Okay, let's try it with the other hand. So now opening and closing that hand. Does it feel different from the other hand? Something you need to work on more. Maybe you're a lefty or a righty. Okay, just being curious. Maybe both at the same time. What do you notice doing these actions at the same time? Okay, let's move on to our feet. The same sort of thing, grounding into one foot, and then just maybe rolling around the ankle, pointing and flexing, making fists, closing the toes, expanding through the toe pads, arch. Just noticing any tension or relaxation in that foot. Yep. And then moving to the other foot, same thing. being very curious. You notice any differences in this foot as you rotate and point and flex, make fists. And then if you're able, you can hold onto the chair and try both. Activate your core. And how does that feel in your body to do both at the same time? Rotating and making fists. Okay, let's release a little bit. So rocking the hips back and forth. Or you can even do the counter pose, modified bridge. Just seeing how that feels in the body. Okay, let's do the neck since we're working on the throat area. So just taking your hands behind your head, chin towards your neck, towards the collarbone, and breathing here, the back part. Just noticing any relaxation or tension that emerges, surfaces. Bring that back up calmly and trying the other direction. Palms together, expanding at the front. Does it feel different from the back of the neck? And then one palm down, drawing the right ear towards the right shoulder, shoulders relaxed. Just noticing this expansion. How does that feel today? Being aware, then changing the angle just a little bit. Does that feel different? I love doing these neck exercises, so I do this throughout the day. And then coming back, how does that feel? Trying the other side, left ear towards the left shoulder, shoulder relaxed. Keep breathing. Tilting slightly forward. Yep. Just noticing and being aware of how your body feels today. Yep. And then let's do a little bit more of movement. So we're going to talk about there's hasta bandhas, hand locks, and pada bandhas, foot locks. And there's power in feeling in control sometimes of your body. So if you lift up your toes and you really bring them into the ground, you feel very grounded, in control. And your hands as well, lifting your fingers and really holding on to that. And finding that alignment with the knees, over the ankles, the hips, under the shoulders, opening up the chest. Yeah, feeling very strong here. And then we're going to start with the cows and cats with the breath. So as you inhale, gazing up, belly out, broadening the chest. Exhale, cat, gazing at the belly, broadening the back. Again, inhale and really grip with your feet, the pada bandhas, and hands, hasta bandha. And again, just with your own natural breath as well. And then finding movement. What wants to surface in your body? How does your body want to move? Maybe rotating in the back, the front, even rolling down. Just allowing your body to move the way it wants to move. Finding any kinks in the shoulders, the side bodies. With your own natural breath, just being very present and aware with what your body wants to do. You can even release the hands a bit if that helps. Okay. And when you're ready, coming to that stillness again and bringing back that intention we made at the beginning of the practice, communicating truthfully and clearly with grace and ease. Just noticing how maybe there's a difference from the beginning of the practice to now. Is your body sending you any messages, or are you aware of any emotions or thoughts? Just continue to be with this curiosity and awareness for the next few moments as we start the rest of the webinar. So Meg's going to continue now, and I'll just change the videos, okay? Good job.
Thank you, Jen. Hi, everybody. I don't know, for you all, I felt a little lighter with that practice, particularly the lion's breath, which I had not done before. It was interesting. And, you know, we're talking, Jen's going to talk about law of awareness. And what comes to mind for me is how when we're able to learn how to notice and observe our thoughts, then we don't end up fighting in that fear wiring, that survival part of our brain. And so that we can be more in present moment doing what we would rather be doing. So that is what comes to mind when I think about the law of awareness in a mindful way, or in mindfulness terms.
So the law of awareness is a foundational sort of idea to iRest. As we invite emotions, thoughts, physical feelings, and sensations, we respond better, seeing the whole picture of a situation or experience instead of reacting. The law of awareness is whatever we are willing to be with, we go beyond. In iRest, every movement along a wide continuum of physical feelings from gentle and slight to manageable, all the way to intense, of emotions, content or discontent, over to exhilarated and heartbroken, of thoughts, ideas, the negativity bias, to lovely memories or devastating ones. Any of these are welcomed momentarily. It may appear to be surprising or troubling. The feeling, emotion, or thought only wants our attention to be seen, heard, remembered, connected to. It just wants to deliver its message. Maybe it makes you aware of needing rest or for exercise. Maybe awareness that you are loved, or maybe you need to set boundaries with someone or at work. And then these messages, the physical feeling, the emotion, the thought, they disappear, they dissolve back to where they came from, where they started and ended from within you. And you're not alone, you're empowered. Tools like intention, your why in the world, for that moment, like inner resource, your safe haven, refuge that you can return to at any moment, and finding it in the breath. So those are all tools you can use as you meet whatever's coming into awareness. We've talked about those in previous webinars, so hopefully you can bring out those notes. And we wove them into the chair yoga today too. Throughout my life, I've missed those messages. I've gotten these text messages or emails or calls, you could say, from within me, but I wasn't reading or responding to them. And for me, usually these are the steps. Too many things are happening at once. Relationship or family thing, emotions start messaging me. I'm overstressed, busy working or studying. Thoughts are trying to message me now. My physical body, my autoimmune conditions, allergies, eczema, sleeplessness, and then finally my alopecia returns. Now my body is screaming for my attention as hair falls from my head, my eyelashes, my eyebrows. And finally I listen. And that's what it took. It took my hair falling out for me to notice, and the energy just to go to my vital organs, just to sustain me. So maybe some of you might recognize these messages you've been getting and you need to listen to. On a brighter note, as we take time for well-being, taking responsibility, greater care, respect of our body, mind, energy, spirit, connection, we can notice and welcome those messages in awareness. I notice that I'm loved and being loving, of having confidence and gratitude for living my life purpose in yoga and iRest, for messages of health. As hair is gradually growing back on my head, I've got all my eyelashes now. I've got little tiny eyebrows. So before we get further into maybe the journal activity, maybe Meg, is there something that you could share, any insight really related sort of the law of awareness from your own work and helping your clients?
When we are, like mentioned a little bit before, when we're able to notice and observe without getting stuck in the fear, the negative thoughts, the fighting, or I think Jen, kind of what you're talking about, the other thing that we do, which is avoid and distract. I'm going to just push that off. I'm going to push that off. I'm going to push that off. You know, if we do not give the brain what it needs, which is that attention, that noticing that thought and feeling or observing it, it will manifest physically in our body. And your story is a amazing example of how that can look. But the good news is, through these practices that you and I use and teach others, there is a way to move back into a more positive state, giving the body and the brain the attention it needs so that we don't have to stay in this state. And you're also an amazing example of that, as you paid attention, you took the message, and then you acted on that, and giving your body and your brain what it needed so it could be happier and not scream at you anymore. And so that is that is the trick. But right, we are not taught how to do this, and that's what I always like to make sure people remember. We are not taught what else to do when these unpleasant thoughts or feelings show up. We usually avoid and distract, or we fight with them and just think about them constantly. So iRest is a way to learn how to notice and observe, as well as some of the mindfulness things that I teach as well.
Thank you. That's so wonderful. Yeah, there is good news, right?
Yes.
And so if journaling is helpful for you, as some people have said, here's a practice that you can do. It's, totally if you want to do it at home after and beyond today's practice. You can list and sense some physical feelings, emotions, or thoughts that may be messages that are coming into your awareness. And then build intentions, which was our last series, around welcoming, noticing, observing, so that these messages can arise, unfold, and disappear. And if you use sort of concrete present tense words with as many senses as possible, it helps your unconscious mind really um, embed that into your hardwiring. So, for example, maybe there's a feeling of relaxed jaw or a tight jaw. So they could be telling you that you either need rest or you need to stretch or something, move. Maybe your emotions, you can get a message of contentment or discontentment. Maybe the intention can relate to accepting love from others. Your thoughts, lovely memories can come up throughout the day, and the next moment, a devastating memory can come up. So maybe there could be intention about setting boundaries at home and at work. So, finding that ease. So feel free to take any notes. I'll just give you a moment now before we get into the iRest. Okay, hopefully that was enough time for you to write down any information. And we'll move on to the iRest now. So just finding your comfortable position. I think a lot of you have tried iRest now. It's Integrative Restoration. It's a guided mindfulness practice. You might want to keep your writing beside you so you can write down any insights. You're basically just listening to my voice and positioning your body however feels most comfortable and at ease, welcoming sleepiness and alertness. For about 15 minutes, an iRest guided practice, focusing on intention, inner resource, body, breath, emotion, and thoughts. And as I invite inner resource, you're welcome to visualize and use your own imagery or words, or welcome in what I offer. And if you experience any discomfort at all, you can open your eyes and ground your feet firmly, find movement, and Meg will be with us, so you can connect with her if you need to as well. Okay, so as you start to settle into a comfortable position in stillness or movement, eyes opened or closed, completely trusting the surfaces supporting you. Letting go. Welcome air caressing the skin. Any sounds inside or outside of the room. Make any adjustments to bring calm, ease, and well-being throughout your body and mind. During iRest, welcome every experience as messengers. Allowing each perception to unfold completely, just as it is. Recall your intention. Supporting you during this practice. or beyond in your everyday life. Perhaps for communicating truthfully and clearly with grace and ease. For rest or movement. Accepting the love of others. Setting boundaries at home and at work. Remember and fully welcome your intention for today's practice with your whole body and mind. Experience your inner resource, a safe haven, refuge that helps you feel secure, safe, and loved. Using your five senses, allowing it to become fully alive. Might it be a person, memory, activity, or place in nature? Perhaps sitting in a garden, floral scent and gorgeous colors. The smell of fresh cut grass. Beaming sunshine. Light breeze. Might words offer well-being? Serenity, tranquility. And a felt sense. Perhaps release of the jaw. Warmth flowing through the entire body. Recognize and affirm that you can return to your inner resource at any time in your everyday life and during your practice of iRest. empowering you whenever you feel the need for being secure, safe, and loved. As your attention drifts through your body, without shifting or softening anything, welcoming sensations in the jaw and mouth, eyes and forehead, throat down to the belly, being aware of the body breathing itself. Changing sensations emerge, expand, and float away, revealing unchanging awareness. Now sensing warmth, perhaps between your body and the surfaces you're resting on. Noticing warmth perhaps in other places in the body. Now sensing coolness, a breeze caressing the skin. Coolness perhaps appearing in other places in the body. Now move back into warmth. Maybe it's something else, a messenger. Lifting off the label of warmth. Allowing a new experience to arise. Moving back into coolness. Lifting off the label. Welcoming pure sensation. Now experiencing these opposite sensations or messengers together at the same time, without merging. And sensing how they manifest on your entire body and mind. Notice and welcome emotions or thoughts that are present in your body and mind. Perhaps something manageable. Stripping away the label. Notice where the emotion or thought lands in your body as a messenger. Scanning the entire body to notice other places it's landing. Being aware and curious about the movement of energy. Is it tense or tingling, relaxed? Without needing to fix or change anything. Your experience just as it is. What would be in its place without the movement of energy? Perhaps going back and forth between these opposites messages. And ending with the one that brings the most ease, calm. Letting go of thinking. Being with whatever remains. Feeling in harmony with yourself and the world around you. Imagine going about your daily life. Sense and affirm how in each moment you always know the perfect and precise response to each situation in life. Take your time now as you transition back into your waking life. Welcome sensations of the textures, surfaces you've been resting on. Any sounds in your environment. When it feels right, opening and closing your eyes several times. Finding movement, wiggling fingers and toes. All the while allowing that felt sense of inner resource to remain with you as you move back into your daily life. Coming back fully to eyes wide awake. Alert and grateful for taking this time for yourself and the practice of iRest. Thank you for being with us for this other calming toolkit, law of awareness. I'm going to turn it over to Meg. Thanks, Meg.
With this practice or any of the other ones that we've been doing or that you've been doing this week, Please share any observations or and I should say any ways that you use intention or um, help yourself to be able to observe, notice, accept anything that arises, especially those things that we tend to label as negative or uncomfortable. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or you would ever like a private session with Jen that's very tailored and individual, iRest or Chair Yoga, please email her. And you can also email me as well. And I hope you all have a good rest of the weekend. So thank you, Jen. It was lovely. I always am so grateful to be able to benefit from these myself as as you teach them and take us through it. So, alrighty. Anything else, Jen, before we
That's
end?
it. Yeah, I look forward as always. It's a great practice for me as well. So thank you for tuning in. See ya.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.